Good morning, everyone. This is Coach Williams, Cassandra Williams of Cassandra Williams Enterprise, and the founder of Wise Wives Build and Esthers in Waiting. I am your victory coach, and I help you. I help busy wives, professional women, and kingdom leaders build the life that they have always dreamed of and live there. And why do I put that little caveat at the end and live there? Because so many times I live beneath privilege. God said in John 10:10, I came that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. And that word abundance means to the full till it overflows. And for so many years, I did not live in that place of to the full till it overflows. And so I come out here and I help you guys. I give you some of the tools, techniques, things that I've learned along my journey to just embracing that one fact that God came that I might have life, not just existing, but life, that I may be able to live. Okay, because some of you are just existing and you're not living. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm good over here on Facebook. I hope I'm good over here on Periscope as well. There we go. Hey, Toya. Hey, mommy. Thanks for coming in this morning. And so we are here for another cup of tea this morning, and we've been talking about what's keeping you, stopping you from being the best version of yourself. What are those things that stop you from really showing up unapologetically, showing up 100%, giving your all to those things that God has put in your hands? Because so often we will look around at everything else and we'll make excuses of why we can't do it. But when it really comes down to it, we have to really, look at ourselves. We have to look deep within, me. One of the things, because if I asked you all this question today, are you self sabotaging? Most of you would tell me no. You would say, nope, not that's not me. I don't self sabotage. Nah, I look. I love me. I'm doing what's best for me. I got this right. And so, hey, Katina, thanks for coming in, sis. And so, when I ask you that question, just outright, of course, you're going to say, no, I would never self sabotage. So let's start with the definition of sabotage. Okay, sabotage is to deliberately stop someone from achieving something or to deliberately prevent a plan or process from being successful. Okay. The art of destroying or damaging something deliberately so that it does not work correctly or act or process tending to hamper or hurt. And so, of course, you would say, I don't do that. But how many of us do that every day to ourselves? Okay. Coach is a little late this morning because you know what I did yesterday, y'all? I went, I was out doing some grocery shopping and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna pull into this restaurant, just grab something to eat real quick. And the flavor of the day of the ice cream was butter pecan ice cream. And I was like, oh my God, I've got to get some. Can I tell y'all? It was so good. Oh my God, it was so good. However, comma, I am paying for it this morning with all of this congestion and all of these sinus issues that I have. My allergies are flared up. Why? Because of the dairy. Now, I know that that's what happens, but guess what? I did it anyway. I ate it anyway. And so, y'all, that's what it looks like on a small scale, that self sabotaging behavior is that where you know something is not good for you. You know it's not good for your body. You know you're going to have a reaction to it. And then you count up the cost. Because many of us will take the medicine before we eat it. We'll do take the necessary precautions and be like, be thinking that scoop of ice cream. It was only one scoop, y'all. It wasn't even two, right? But it was self sabotaging because I had been doing so well with my allergies this week that I hadn't had any real major flare ups. But who went to the restaurant? Who saw the sign on the outside? Who made the decision that, yep, that's what I want? Who made the decision that, yep, went, ordered it? Who made the decision to drive up to the drive through, give the people your card? Me. I did that. I can't blame the people for selling their ice cream. I didn't have to buy it. I didn't have to do it. So, are you self-sabotaging? Are there some things that you do consistently, that you do that keep you from entering in to that place that God said, or keep you from maintaining that place that God ordained you to be in? Some of you know God has told you you're supposed to be in full time entrepreneurship, but you keep doing certain things. You'll go so far. You love what you do, but you won't launch out into the deep. There are ministries that God has put in your hands, and you'll go so far. You'll try it out. You'll test it out. You'll go live. You have Bible study. You'll do all of these things. But then when God tells you, launch out into the deep, take it to the next level. No, I don't feel like getting up today. No, I don't think I'm gonna go live today. Maybe I'll do it next week. No, next week comes around. No, people are in your inbox. They looking for you. They're like, hey, where you been? I really enjoyed that Bible study. Yeah, that was only for a season. I don't think that's what God wants me to do right now. Hey Fred, thanks for coming in, sweetie. Self-sabotaging behavior. And as I was praying this morning, I said, okay, God, I gotta give them a scripture to support the self-sabotaging behavior. And the ultimate, Eve, and Eve, Adam and Eve, Genesis 3 and 1. Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord had made. He said to the woman, did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? So the serpent came and he was talking to Eve, right? And he asked her, he said, now did God really say you cannot, he said, you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Now, how was that crafty? That was not what God said. God didn't tell him. I'm not sure what happened, but I hope I'm back. Um, but he said you can eat from any tree, but that one. They had one thing they couldn't touch, one thing they couldn't eat from, one thing that they couldn't have, but they had everything else at their disposal. How many of you have gotten to that point with God where He is saying, all this stuff belongs to you, it's at your disposal? It's at your disposal. I place before you an open door. You walk through the door. You go in there. Everything is set up for you. Good morning over here on Periscope. Thank you for coming in. Everything is set up for you. Everything is established. All you got to do is walk in and take ownership and live in that place. And God says the only thing you can't do is this right here. What is that thing? And you find yourself longing, or you find yourself somebody coming up talking to you. Some of you, who have you allowed to make you doubt what God said? Who have you allowed to talk you out of your blessing? Who have you allowed? Because all they did was plant a seed. They can't take your blessing from you, but they plant a seed, and you sit there and you ponder it. You say, "Hey, yeah, right." And they said, she said, "Well, no." She said, we can eat of everything, but that one tree." And because she said, if we eat that tree, then we gonna die. And the enemy said, "No, you're not gonna die. You won't die. It won't kill you." And so he gave her a different way of thinking about it. And so she was like, well, maybe he is right. Like me going through that line going, maybe this time it won't aggravate my allergies. Maybe, it's just one scoop. It's one scoop of ice cream. It can't hurt, y'all. Listen, a sister is struggling this morning from one scoop of ice cream. But it goes along with this message, self-sabotaging. So Genesis 3 and 6, when the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to her eye, that butter pecan ice cream was good and it pleased my eye. I was like, ooh, I'm going to enjoy all of this. And also desirable for gaining wisdom. She took some and she ate it. She took it and she ate it. Now, she also gave some to her husband. Okay, so can y'all just go with me to the story? Get it, got it. In my head, I had a whole scenario of her being right there with the enemy is talking to her and she's having this whole conversation with him. And Adam was somewhere else, right? That was my thought in my head that she had to eat, she had to partake, and then she went running to her husband to share it, right? This says she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband. Can I show y'all something? I'm gonna show you this last part. Who was with her and he ate it. Y'all, I had never seen that before. He was right there with her. So I want to talk to some people that you are sabotaging. You are doing stuff, but you taking people with you. You made the decision. So I made the decision to have this ice cream. So of course my son had ice cream too. What are you talking about? Yes, of course. And if my husband had been with us, he would have had ice cream. All because and you see how that self-sabotaging behavior, how we pass it on, pass it on, pass it on, pass it on, and pass it on, and pass it on. And y'all, that's a simple illustration, but it's something you can understand. Now, my question to you is in your life, how do you have that same behavior? Some of you, it was passed down from childhood that everybody in your family does the same job. Everybody in your family has the same type of positions and occupation. You are supposed to be a manager. You're supposed to be a CEO. You're supposed to be in upper level management, but you keep staying on the same level and then complaining, saying that they don't want to give you better jobs. You don't want to go to school. You're afraid. Can I help somebody? I'm going to help somebody today. It's not that you can't do the position. You don't want to go to the school and get the credentials that you need to do the position. It's not that you won't be successful. It's not that you can't do it, but you self sabotage. You take yourself out of the running because you won't do what it takes to get it. There's some things I'm doing right now to position my family, to put us in a better place. But I have to tell myself every single day, like we were talking about yesterday when we talked about what are you saying. I have to tell myself daily, you can do this. You got this. You have the capacity to learn this. Some new skill sets. You're going to have to, be able to maneuver. If you're going to last, if you're going to flourish, if you're going to make it in this new normal, if you're going to come out of this pandemic better than you went into it, if you're going to be able to exist and you're going to be able to live on the other side of the pandemonium, if you're going to be able to come out of that place of pain and live in your power, then guess what? You're going to have to change. You're going to have to shift some things. Good morning, Kamita. Thanks for coming in, sis. You're going to have to be able to shift some things here in your mindset. And then when your mind begins to shift, you're going to have to shift some of your actions. I love ice cream, y'all. But can I tell you, ice cream don't like me. Ice cream ain't liking me these days. And it said and when she ate it, she gave it to her husband who was with her. He was right there. She didn't have to go far. He was right there. He saw her eat it. And then she said, "Here, eat this." I'm good for that in the kitchen. I will look at my husband and say, "Here, babe, eat this." So I know it wasn't hard for her to do that. Here, eat this. But sometimes you have to say, no, I can't. I can't do that. And when you start stopping that self-sabotaging behavior, you know you're supposed to get up at a certain time every day and pray and meditate and do what you're supposed to do to get your day started, because that is how you take care, provide self-care for yourself. If you don't get up by 5 o'clock to do X, Y, and Z, your whole day is off. You know what? You self sabotage every time you lay in the bed till 6 o'clock. Every time you lay in the bed to 5:30, because now you cut your time short. You cut that 30 minutes short. Self sabotaging. You are the person that is destroying or damaging or deliberately not allowing something to happen in your life. You are the one that is inflicting the pain and inflicting the hurt on yourself. And then you want to get mad. It's like those kids that go and they build these grand Lego buildings and stuff, right? And then they go right back and tear it down. Self sabotaging. You took all that time to build it. You took all that time to do the research. You got the LLC. You wrote the business plan. You had one event. I don't want to. Whew, that was fun. All right. I'm good. Behavior. One of the things that I have learned is it's easier to stay in motion than it is to start again. Is every day going to be a good day? No, it's not. You're not going to feel like it. You're going to have to get over. Listen, some of y'all going to have to learn. You're going to have to get over your feelings. You're not going to feel like it. Do you think look, I am so congested this morning. Do y'all think I wanted to get up and go live today? No. I had to get myself together. I'm already taking medicine and, doing nasal spray and all kind of stuff just to get to this place where I can be live, because it was bad when I got up. So do you think I really felt like getting up and coming live? And can I tell you a secret? In another season, I wouldn't have come live. In another season, I would have been like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll double up tomorrow, or I'll go live on a Saturday or Sunday or something, or we'll just roll it over for another day. It's okay. I don't have to get up today. But can I tell you, somebody needs to hear today that you need to stay. It's you. You are the problem. You're the one that's making the decision. Nobody drove me through that drive-through yesterday. I did that. Nobody, the enemy planted a seed. So that restaurant put on that sign, butter pecan ice cream. That was the seed. And I was like, yes. Went to the store, came back out, went through the parking lot, went through the drive-through, got the ice cream, came home, forgot I had bought it. And my son was like, ooh, we forgot to eat our ice cream. And so some of you are doing the same thing. You're going through the drive-through. You're going through certain things in your life because, and it's not even intentional. It's not intentional. I mean, it is intentional, but you have not. After today, you're going to have an awareness. I've come to give you awareness today. I've come to educate you on what are self sabotaging behaviors so that you can recognize them in your life when they show up, because you have to say, no, 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 I'm not going to quit today. No, 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 I'm not going to procrastinate today. No, 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 that's fear. Nope, I'm going to push through that level. That place of fear. No, 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 no. That's self sabotage, because fear is when you, well, fear isn't, but your reaction to fear is self-sabotaging behavior. Because what happens is you're going, and when you get fearful, when you feel that level of fear, your behavior changes. So instead of you pushing through, you take a step back, you pull back, you say, maybe that was not what God said. Maybe I wasn't supposed to do that event. Maybe I wasn't supposed to. There were so many people that had events planned, and then Corona hit. We went into pandemic mode and everybody was locked in their house. Some people canceled and they was like, nah, I'm just not going to do it. Other people adjusted and they say, you know what, we're going to do it, but we're going to do it online. They didn't allow the fear of doing something different. They adjusted their sales. And then sometimes it was like God was like, no, 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 just don't even do it yet. Just put it on the back burner. Because sometimes y'all, God will give you, did you know God will give you something to see if you have a real yes in your spirit? To see if you'll really do it, if you'll put it on the books, if you'll promote it, and then if he tells you to stop, that you'll be like, oh, okay, and not be mad, and that you'll keep it there. You put it on your website. I have a retreat that I was planning to do this year, and it's on the books. It's still on the books. I'm not sure what God is going to do, because he didn't say take it off the books. He just said it won't be as big as what you were planning it to be. It still may be something small and intimate. So keep your eyes out. I don't know what God is saying, but he won't let me take it off my website. He said, nope, leave it up there. But see, the old Cassandra would have said, oh, well, God didn't want that. It'd have been off the website, something else. I would have been on to the next thing. Something new, something shiny. Or I've been like, I'm not built for this. That negative talk and all of that. Stop sabotaging yourself. So often we want to blame everybody else. Can I tell you, sometimes you're the problem? Just simple things that we do. High blood pressure runs in your family. Diabetes runs in your family. You know there's certain things you should not eat, but you love that, right? I love that. Listen, me and ice cream are gonna have to have a whole serious conversation, because we about to have to break up, because I don't like the way I was feeling. So we gonna have it. We might have to, part ways. We might have to not spend so much time together. We might have to you know, see each other less often. Okay? Self-sabotaging behavior. It's not what somebody else is doing to you, it's what you are doing to yourself. Are you self-sabotaging? So your homework for today is to really look at your life and see, have you believed the lie of the enemy? Has he twisted what God said? Go back to the original plan. And are you in alignment with what the original word was? The original word to Adam and Eve was, look, I'm going to put you in this garden. You're going to have dominion. You can eat anything, everything in here but that tree. Don't touch that tree. There are some conversations and some people, please, in this season, I'm just going to give you some wisdom right now. In this season, know that you know that you know that you're talking to the people that God has told you to talk to. Because some people will talk you right out of your blessing. In Eve's case, she was talking to the serpent and said he was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord had made. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly the seed he was sowing. There are people that are assigned to your life to get you off track, to keep you from getting to your destination. They can't stop you, but oh, they can plant those seeds and then you take it hook, line, and sinker. Don't let nobody talk you out of your good place because we all know the story that after this conversation, after they ate, they still didn't go to God and say, My bad, I'm sorry, I messed up." They began to try to hide themselves. Once you start self-sabotaging, you continue. It's a cycle. It's got different streams and arms and legs, and it starts moving in a direction of its own. After they committed the sin, then they started trying to cover themselves. They stopped being in the presence of God. And God said, "Wait, where y'all at? Where you at? I missed you. I missed our time together." And they said, "Oh well, we was naked, so we covered ourselves." He said, "Who told you you was naked? How you know you was naked?" And then they got kicked out of their good place, the wealthy place, the place that they were supposed to dominate. They got kicked out of it because of a seed that somebody else planted. That wasn't in Eve's mind. The enemy just brought out and pointed her in a different direction. Be careful who's in your ear in this season. Be careful of what people are saying over your vision. Remember, what are you saying yesterday? Some of you, your speech has shifted because there are people, you're around people that aren't saying the right things. Some of you need to be around people where you're going. You need to be around where you're going. If God has told you to be an entrepreneur, when you look around your circle, you should see a whole lot of entrepreneurs. You shouldn't see a whole lot of people that's just trying to make it. I'm not saying those people won't be in there, but you should start to see God will put you around. Before I ever became a minister, I looked around one day and I said, "Why am I around all of these ministers and preachers and pastors and prophets and teachers? Why am I around all these people? I don't do that." But God put me around. He had to let me see. He'll let you see it. He'll let you taste it. He'll let you, he'll just expose you. The exposure. He exposes you to that thing. And then you start to say, that's not so bad. Hmm, maybe. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for coming in. Okay. I might can do this. I might. So you went from a no to a maybe. Can I be honest with you? We don't always say yes. We don't always say yes. Are you self sabotaging? And just because you said yes doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Easy does I mean hard doesn't mean stop. When you start going to work out and you start working muscles that you have never worked before, it hurts. It's hard. But if you stay consistent, if you stay persistent, then guess what? It gets easier and easier for you to do the motions. You start doing stuff you never thought you could do. You actually start to like working out. But guess what happens? You self-sabotage because guess what? You stay in the bed. You start sleeping in. You start going being inconsistent and going one day, going the next day. Oh, I'll During this pandemic, it's been hard, y'all. Listen, it's been hard. But had I been consistent, how much further along would I have been right now? So, what self sabotaging behavior do you have in your life? You've tried to blame everybody else. What are you doing to harm yourself? What are you doing to keep yourself right here, to keep yourself comfortable? What are you doing that limits God's ability to bless you? What are you doing? What are you saying? How are you behaving? And it puts a cap. If you look at this right here, right? This is a cap. Y'all hear it snap? I don't care what I do, how much this grows or whatever, it's not going to be able to come out of here, right? Because it's snapped on there. There's no air getting in, there's nothing going in, there's nothing coming out of this right here, right? Because that is a cap. God functions as a lid, and He allows you to grow. That He allows the air, He allows it to expand. You should be expanding. But self sabotage is like this cap, it locks you in. This Play-Doh would never get any bigger than what it is in this jar. There's nothing you can do. Even if I tried to add something to it, it would not fit because that it does not have the capacity. This does not have the capacity to grow. And when you self-sabotage, you limit your capacity to grow. You did that. I chose to go through the drive-through. I saw the sign. I was like, "Ooh, they got butter pecan ice cream. Yes, that's where I'm going to get something to eat." And even as I sat in the line, it was, now is that going to make you aggravate your allergies? No, I'll be fine. I'm just going to get one scoop. Coach paying for that one scoop this morning. So if you're like, Coach, I really need to get over this right here. I'm tired. Intentional about it. You've got to be you've got to be able to stand. And if you're like, Coach, I've got to change this behavior, I want you to go to bit.ly/Lions Den 2020. And I want you to meet me in the Lions Den. I want you to meet me on June 28th. And we're going to go into the Lions Den. And I'm going to help you live on the other side. You know how to live with self sabotaging behavior. You know how to live with negative speech. You know how to live in chaos, but you don't know how to live in a place of peace. You don't know how to speak positive when those negative thoughts come. I want to give you information, give you things that will help you on the other side because I don't want you to just get there. I don't want you to just get delivered. I want you to stay delivered from it, right? When it comes and the enemy starts talking because he going to come, he going to talk, he going to plant another seed. But this time you're going to be able to pluck that seed up and keep it moving. You're going to be able to say, you got me last time, but you won't get me again, right? So bit.ly Lions Den 2020, that I want to help you. I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. I want to help you get to your good place and stay there. If you need to connect with me, my website, www.thecassandrawilliams.com. For those of you that have gotten here by tag, share, or invite, thank you so much. For those of you that have shared out this broadcast this morning, thank you so much because you knew somebody needed to hear this word that they've been self sabotaging. I just came to bring awareness to what happens when we're doing it, because sometimes we're like, no, we're blaming everybody else, but it was me. I couldn't blame anybody else for my allergies flaring up because I made the decision to go and purchase the ice cream on yesterday. I made the decision to eat it. I did that. Nobody else did. All they did was put the sign up. And I was like, yep, that's the one. So we can no longer blame people for what we are doing to ourselves, self sabotaging behaviors that's keeping us in our small place. This is not your portion. I understand that it says faith, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, right? But can I tell you that mustard tree grows to be one of the biggest trees in the forest? That what once was trying to eat it now rests within its limbs. So yes, that's your starting. This may be your starting point. Starting point. But this is not your portion. We have got to stop thinking small. It's time to elevate. We've got to come up higher, y'all. And some people can't handle higher. They'll start sabotaging, they start doing little things to come back to what once was. Can I tell you on the other side of this process that we are in right now? Can I tell you on the other side of this process right now? I don't know why I keep freezing, but I'm going to get it out. This is not your portion, okay? So on the other side of this pandemic, on the other side of the pandemonium, on the other side of the pain, on the other side of the persecution, on the other side of pride, there is power, there's prosperity, that there's more. And thinking small, and this is not your portion. So connect with me at www.thecassandrawilliams.com. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. It's that simple. How can I help? How can I help you get to your next place? Okay. So, guys, have an amazing day. It's Thursday. Um, yes, it is Thursday. Um, we may have a special tea tomorrow, in honor of Father's Day. So help me spread the word. My husband's birthday is also this weekend, so I may not be able to come out on Sunday to do this, but I have a mandate that there's a specific topic I need to talk about. So pray my strength for tomorrow. And I will see you guys then for a special. We'll have a special blend tomorrow. We're going to have a specialty, okay? So have an amazing day, guys. Talk to you later.